Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And today I wanted to talk about the Nintendo 3DS. Hey, how you guys doing? Yeah, we just found out that the Nintendo 3DS and 2DS, Nintendo is officially not going to be making any more games for them. Which, you know, some people are happy about that and other people sad. Either way, it's fine. You know, I see why people would want it to go. Everybody wants them to focus on the Nintendo Switch. Because with the Nintendo 3DS and 2DS line available, you know, Nintendo would have to have some of their creators work on these games. And since the Nintendo Switch has come out, they said that they were going to keep producing games for it, and you know, they did. Let's see, it came out in 2017. It's 2019, and they're done. That's it. Game over. Not saying other you know, game creators, developers will you know, not saying they won't put out a game or two. Maybe it'll be like a dying off trickling effect, which there already has been. You know, even Nintendo, it's been a dying trickle, you know, probably for about the last year, at least. There's barely been any games that have came out lately for it. The last one was I believe it was Kirby. Yeah, it was a Kirby game. I think it was Kirby Rainbow Road, maybe? Maybe not. I forget. It was like Kirby with some yarn or something. I didn't pick that one up. It's actually a Wii game, but it doesn't use I don't think it uses the 3D functionality, which Nintendo seemed to abandon that recently anyway, which is a shame. Some games it really worked for. One of those games was right here, The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. That is a fantastic game. It's a almost like a sequel of some sorts to a link to the Past. So it uses that same style of world, similar gameplay. It's a great game. I mean, I think it was the first you know, 2D style of Zelda game in years, and it is a fantastic game. I have a couple copies of it, but I really like that game. And the Nintendo 3DS, you know, it had its flaws, but it was a good system. There's a great library of games on that system. You get all of the 2DS, or all the DS games, which is a massive library. I mean, it's just unbelievable how big it is. And then you get all of Nintendo's 3DS games on there. They had many consoles, and it was somewhat of a marketing problem because they had all these names. They had the, you know, the DS, the DSi, the DS Lite, the, you know, 3DS, the new 3DS, the new 3DS XL, you know, the 2DS, the new 2DS. I mean, there's just so many confusing named consoles that a lot of people were confused. And another thing, some of them had different chargers that they used, and some of them didn't even come with a charger, which is a shame. But I guess Nintendo figured at that point everybody kind of had one of their chargers laying around, because they were it was a great selling console, and there was awesome games for it. There was a lot of cool Nintendo 64 ports done on it, which these weren't just ports, these were almost like recreations. Is like this, for instance, right here. You have the Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time 3D. This is, to some people, the best Zelda ever made, and you know, I couldn't say that they're wrong. It is a great Zelda game, but I have my favorites. But this is up there, and at the time, this was my favorite Zelda of all time. You know, it's just they've made some more since then, and they've done some good things too with Zelda since then. But this is a great game, and this looks the best on the 3DS. I mean, this is the way to play Ocarina of Time. The Nintendo 64 version You know, it doesn't hold up quite good, especially, you know, it was made for older TVs. You know, unless you're emulating it, that's probably the clearest way to play it, but you can also use the GameCube and play the GameCube version, and you know, that's pretty good because you can get the Mark II, which will give your GameCube a 480p progressive scan mode, so you can get the best out of your modern TV, and it makes GameCube games look amazing. I mean, it revitalizes them. I have it, and I couldn't wait to get it when I seen other people had it. It is very pricey. That thing goes for about $150, but I think it was worth it. But that's just me, because I like some GameCube games. I mean, you have the Wind Waker. I mean, what else can I say? Even though they came out with Wind Waker HD, but that is a great version of that game too. But you know, the Nintendo 3DS had a lot of great games, and it also had a lot of cool looking consoles. I only have 3 of them, which 3 is still a good amount. But as you can see right here, I have the all black one. That's probably like my main one that I use. And this is the new Galaxy style that they had, which is a really cool style and cool color. And the like special edition Zelda Link Between Worlds edition. I just seen that and I had to get it day one. I had that bad boy pre-ordered. It's kind of like a birthday gift to me, let's say. But it is a cool looking console if you're into Zelda. Because I didn't have any of the, you know, the 2DS or 2D XL ones, and I didn't really need one, but they made that Zelda one. I kind of had to have it. And you know, it's different than the other ones. And I do like the way that this screen is versus the other one. The other one has a different, just a different look to the screen. And the new 2DS is also kind of rounded more, like, so when you use the bumpers, they're more comfortable in your hands, especially for like extended gameplay. Just kind of open these up and show you these guys. Let's see. Yeah, recently I was playing Link's Awakening on the black one. That's a great game, and you can buy that in the Nintendo eShop for the 3DS. See if these are all charged, which I believe that they are. My Zelda one pretty much stays as a display piece. So, I don't know, let's see here. Yeah, it looks like it's going on. You know, the thing with the DS line is they have a really low resolution screen. So the console is pretty dated. It came out a long time ago, let's face it. I think the console's been out for 8 years. And, you know, it shows. I mean, the screens look dated. They do have nice screens, though. And the games do look good on them. Yeah, little Link Between Worlds built right into that one. Yeah. Show you these. Yeah, like I said, I really like this console. I mean, they have some great games. You know, they had... Where is it? Right here. Here we go. Metroid. Samus Returns. This is a fantastic Metroid game. It's supposed to be a recreation of the second Metroid, and it's awesome. I really like this game. It just has a cool art style, and it works for the 3D really good. I had a lot of fun with this game. And they did, you know, the 2DS and the 3DS also have amiibo support. You know, if you're into amiibos, obviously I you know, liked them a little bit. You see there, I have Woolly's Yoshi World. Yoshi's Woolly World was a Wii U title, and that was a really good Yoshi game on the Wii U. It had such a unique art style, and you know, one of the better Yoshi games in my opinion. And then you had you know, games like Super Mario Maker, which is a great game, even though it did have some limited features, which, you know, doesn't make it as good as the Wii U version was a superior version. But luckily here we're about to get Mario Maker 2 on the Nintendo Switch in June. So yeah, that's going to be a real talked about game, and it's going to be selling some Nintendo Switches. And you also had this little game right here, Super Smash Brothers for the 3DS. Another fantastic game. This came out alongside Smash Brothers 4 for the Wii U. It's amazing that this could play on there. The 3DS did have some limitations. I believe this game had to run at 30 frames a second to make it work on the Nintendo Switch, and it doesn't have all the same maps. I believe some are different. Some of the characters are different, but mostly the same. It's pretty much the same game. It's almost like a complement to the other one. But still, just to have Smash Brothers on the go before the Nintendo Switch was pretty awesome. I mean, you know, it doesn't look quite as good as, like, say, the Wii U version that was its counterpart, but it wasn't a bad looking game. And unfortunately, it didn't use the 3D feature. I don't think it probably would have been able to manage that, running the 3D feature with something too intense for the hardware. And then you have, you know, other treasures like this. Zelda's Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D. This is probably this is the best looking version of Majora's Mask. I can't say it's the best way to play it because that's debatable. They kind of changed some character, you know, ways that you use the characters that maybe hurt the game a little bit. It actually, people that like were really used to that game, they didn't like it. Let's just put it that way. They kind of nerfed the characters a little bit. You know, and you have games like I have in the back here. You can see that Ultimate NES remix. I'm a big fan of the NES remix games. Just taking those old nostalgic games I grew up with and just, you know, basically putting a new spin on it by having you do little challenges inside each game and switching the games up. And, you know, maybe you have like Samus in a Mario game, or Link in a Mario game, or maybe Mario in a Link game. You know, they just mix it around, and it's really cool, real unique kind of game. I wish they'd make one for the Switch, a new one. That would be really neat. Let's see. Then you had a couple little gems like these. You have Luigi's Mansion and Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. There's a lot of fans of this game. Really different spin on the Mario series. Luigi finally got his own game on the GameCube, and they brought it to the 3DS. And he had a sequel on the 3DS before he even had the original. But another cool game. And then you have stuff like Toad Treasure Tracker and Super Mario 3D Land. These were really, well, this kind of was like a breakthrough game. Really awesome Super Mario 3D Land. And Captain Toad, just, it works for the 3DS. I mean, it's just the way that this game was built, it's almost like it was originally should have been intended for it almost. And then you have games like Kid Icarus that basically brought Pit back, you know, in the spotlight and made him a main character. But these are some of my favorite Nintendo Switch, or sorry, some of my favorite 3DS games, and you know, it kind of stinks that it's an end of an era, but we'll give this guy a good sending off, and that's the Nintendo 3DS and 2DS. Are you guys gonna miss this console? It is a great console. Games will probably drop in price, and you'll be able to get some really good stuff, really great deals, guys. But please shoot me a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll check you guys out later. Bye.